more junk science from the medical industry and from pretty much everybody. You know this is all about money. But the fact that now doctors are teaming up with the church, I thought churches didn't like doctors because the more heavily cult ones don't like blood transfusions or certain medicines. And even the more minor churches don't like abortions or birth control or things like that. But apparently they've come into cahoots over, smokers. And these doctors are suggesting in England that you not be able to smoke in your car. That apparently smoking in your car exposes you and your passengers to 27 times more likely tar and other chemicals than a smoking bar. How does that make any sense? How can one smoker in a car equate to an entire restaurant full of people that are smoking? That just boggles my mind. How can these doctors say that with a straight face? You went to college to get a medical degree, but you can't do basic math to understand that more smokers is going to equal more toxic elements than one smoker in his car. The only argument you can make here is that you're in a concealed environment, but that's only if you roll up the windows and you smoke in the car, and at that moment, yeah, you will be exposed to more smoke. But the moment someone puts down a window, that ends. This is as ridiculous as the people that were saying that smoking a bowl of hookah is akin to smoking 100 cigarettes. How? I mean, really, how can you measure one little bowl to 100 cigarettes? That makes no sense. At that, the tobacco in the bowl only has a few ingredients. It has some molasses, maybe some kind of flavoring syrup, artificial sweeteners, and things like that. As opposed to a cigarette that has basically rat poison in it. Not that I'm saying that you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. If you want to smoke cigarettes, that's your choice. I don't particularly smoke cigarettes, not because I care about the health hazards, but because they're fucking expensive. And that's due to the over-regulations and, the nanny state telling us what we can and can't do. But I am just saying that, you cannot compare the two. That's just stupid. It's ridiculous. It's fear-mongering. It has no place in politics. And, this is even worse. Because there is no conceivable evidence that... where did they come up with this research? Did they take the time to put people in cars and smoke in the cars in comparison to taking people off the street to go into restaurants and expose them to smoke? Of course they haven't. They have no evidence to back this up. They're just making shit up as they go along to scare you and to convince you that they have a right to ban smoking even more so than it is now. You know what amazes me? That these junk science arguments work on people, but meanwhile we can't do this for more serious political issues. I know a lot of you are pro-choice, but how is it that we can live in a country that is so harsh toward smoking, but yet abortion is on demand? No, and under no circumstance can you, in today's political environment, say that we should have regulations on abortion of any kind. The moment you do, all these stupid organizations like, I don't even know what they're called, the women something or other, because only women can be pro-choice apparently, but all these women associations will come down your throat and kick your ass over just saying that maybe you have to get a sonogram before you get an abortion. In my state, that was what was on the ballot. It didn't stop you from getting an abortion. It didn't make it more expensive. All it said was that you should get a sonogram. That way you know that it's a baby inside you, because you're too stupid to know that. And no, they struck it down because, God forbid, a woman should feel a little guilty about her abortion, or have to reconsider it, and it might, because it's an emotional response. And that's what everything is in politics. 99% of everything in politics is an emotional response. And that was wrong. Oh, we cannot do that because then women might reconsider getting an abortion, even though it doesn't stop them from doing so. But emotional responses are okay when it actually stops you from committing choice, when it actually stops you from having a choice in your life. And this is not aborting a baby. This is just fucking smoking. So, it's just lost to me. I do not understand the people in this country. I don't know if it's like that in the rest of the world. I bet it is to some extent, but probably not this bad. This particular article comes from England, and England is a terrible place to live. I mean, it's not like you're dirt poor and you're in Mad Max environment type bad, but that might actually be an improvement, because at least in Mad Max you'd be able to live your life in a way you desire and not someone else dictating it for you. So, England's got it rough, man, and it's just horrible. And, and I know if England's thinking about it, America's going to do the same shit, because it's the same mentality. It's the same Western white people mentality that, we have to come down against people over all these stupid things, but then something of actual controversy, something that actually affects human life, they want nothing to do with. They'll keep their hands off of it. That's the mentality, and it's all about money. That's all it is. That's why abortion is on demand, because they don't want a bunch of kids in this world that might need to be on welfare or might have problems. They don't want a big population to have to worry about. They want only like 100,000 people. That way they can surveillance you at every corner. That's what it's all about. It's about power. It's about money. It's about accumulation of wealth and assets. And you're the victim. You're the cattle. And you need to realize that. So that's all I'm going to say here. I'll link to this one too, and you can read it for yourself.